Well, hello everyone. Welcome to this Healthy Living webinar. My name is Brian Roes and I'm down in Jacksonville, Florida. I want to thank you for taking time out of your evening to watch this webinar. You may be watching it live with us. It's October 28th, 2015, or perhaps you're watching this up on YouTube. So either way, thanks for joining us. We're going to have an amazing night, you guys. We have some incredible guests on tonight who are sharing with us stories of transformation. Health transformation that comes when you feed your body the food that it needs to be nourished and to heal itself. And I think you're going to love our guests. I'm going to give you a quick introduction. Our first guests tonight are Heather and Jerome Wanke up in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Can you guys say hello?
Hey!
Heather and Jerome are great friends of ours. We've known each other for a couple of years, and just an amazing couple with a heart to help other people and inspire healthy living. And a little bit more about them later. And Karen Richards, also in Clarksville, Tennessee. Karen, would you say hello to all of us?
Hello!
Hi, Karen. Karen is also an amazing friend of ours with an awesome, awesome story. I can't wait for you to hear her journey. I just heard Karen speak in front of 7,000 people 2 weeks ago and was so moved by her story. Before we move on, though, I'd like to just tell you a little bit about the company that sponsors this webinar. This webinar is sponsored by the Juice Plus Company. We are a company that's about 45 years old. We are stationed in the Memphis, Tennessee area, and we have a mission as a company to inspire healthy living around the world. And we do that by helping people find innovative ways to get more fruits and vegetables into their diet every day. Because everybody can agree that we all need to be eating more fruits and vegetables. And really there's three doorways that people do that through with our company's help. The first is with the Juice Plus capsules. They look like this. It's really amazing. These capsules contain fruits, vegetables, and berries. There's over 30 fruits, vegetables, and berries inside these capsules. And the way that it's made is this produce is vine ripened, and it's picked exactly when it's fresh, not early. It doesn't need to be shipped. And once it's picked fresh, it's ground up into this slurry, and the water and the sugar and a lot of the fiber is removed from it with a cold process. Because it's cold, all of the nutrients are kept intact, and the powder that's left is put into capsules. And when you take these capsules with a glass of water, it reconstitutes it in your body, and it's like juicing, except I think even better because the produce is so fresh and the nutritional value is so high. It's easy, it's convenient, super affordable, and it's been an amazing way for our family to be healthier. There's also a chewable version for kids. If kids don't like swallowing capsules, they have that same powder in these delicious little chewables as well. So that's one way we help families get more fruits and vegetables. The second way is through our complete shakes. Many people are looking for a fast, easy meal on a go, so we take this shake powder, chocolate or vanilla, mix it up with some unsweetened almond milk or whatever liquid you would like, and when you drink that, you guys, you're drinking whole food nutrition. It's delicious. High in fiber, it's high in protein, it's low glycemic, gluten-free, vegan, it's really everything you could want in a shake. And the best part is it's the most affordable shake that I've seen of its quality available. The last way that we help people get more fruits and vegetables is with a machine called the Tower Garden. And the Tower Garden is basically a garden machine. It's like this vertical 5-foot tall tower with a water tank in the bottom, and it grows fruits and vegetables on your back patio using aeroponic technology, which is kind of like hydroponic but even better. So I have 2 tower gardens right outside my back door. We grow lettuce on there year round, and the best part is it can be grown indoors too with grow lights. So that's what our company does. The Juice Plus Company helps people get more fruits and vegetables into their diets. And you're going to hear from our stories tonight why that's so important, what a difference whole food nutrition can make. So I'm going to start, let's talk to Heather and Jerome for a minute. Heather and Jerome, you guys, I'd love to hear from you, your story. Heather, you are a nutritionist, you're a registered dietitian, And your specialty, from what I understand, is in weight management. Is that correct? Can you tell us a little bit about your credentials and your Juice Plus journey as a couple, but also individually too?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, I am a registered dietitian and a certified nutritionist. And I just got some certifications in adult weight management. And I think that really has to stem with my past and my own struggle with weight. I gained a lot of weight when I went to college and have really been passionate about studying healthy ways to just become well. And I think when the focus is on health instead of weight loss, then the weight is a byproduct, or weight loss is a byproduct of becoming healthy. So it just kind of made sense for me to almost develop a concentration in adult weight management. And I actually first heard about Juice Plus when I was in graduate school, becoming a registered dietitian. And I would love to say that it was a no-brainer for me and it made sense, but as soon as I saw that it was a pill, I just kind of shut down. And I think in my head, I assumed it was like a vitamin. I just thought it was a pill. And I just thought, gosh, that's really what's wrong with our medical system, that pill for every ill mentality. So I really didn't let the person who was sharing it with me say anything. And if she did, I surely don't remember what she said. And I heard about Juice Plus off and on through various people for 7 years, and I just continued to turn a deaf ear and a blind eye. And, God just had a plan before I ever saw it unfold, and I started working for 2 physicians, and one of the 2 doctors had been taking Juice Plus for over a year and was experiencing some really positive health benefits. And he really wanted to share it with patients. So he wanted me to learn about it. And I respected and trusted him. And so I became a little bit more open to learning about Juice Plus. And I actually came home from work one night because there was an event that was about 45 minutes away. And I came home and I said to Jerome, hey, we're going to go and hear a master personal trainer talk about Juice Plus. And I kind of was really doing it just to appease the physician. And he was like, well, have fun. I'm not going. But he believes in
happy wife, happy life. So I went very reluctantly and as a very skeptical husband.
Yes, he did. Kind of kicking and screaming. And when we got there, probably about, 20, 25 minutes into her presentation, she started talking about the research behind the product. And that was when my mind just became open to receiving the information, because it is unheard of, to be honest, for a product to have research behind it. And let alone, to date, we have 36 published studies in medical journals. And when I saw the caliber of the medical journals, the Journal of the American College of Cardiology, Exercise Science and Sports Medicine, these are high caliber journals. I was using them for my thesis research, which ironically was on dietary supplements and registered dietitians' knowledge of them. And so once she was done and I actually understood that Juice Plus was just food, then it was a no-brainer for me. Because at the time, Jerome and I were juicing. We were paying a local farmer to grow a lot of our produce for us. We were spending a lot of money and a lot of time. And in my brain, I was like, oh my God, this is juicing made easy. This is brilliant. But when she was done with her presentation, Jerome looked at me.
And it made sense to me, so I just thought, as a nutrition expert, why are we not taking this? And so that's what I simply asked her is there any reason? I was looking for a reason not to take Juice Plus because I was skeptical, but it sounded too good to be true, and so I was waiting for her, expertise to come in and say, these are the reasons why we don't have to take it, and then we could just walk out and leave and be on our way. But that wasn't the case, and she didn't have a good answer, and so we decided that day that we were going to go ahead and give it a shot and try. And I know that I was thinking about people to share it with, and so were you.
Yeah, I just knew that my family wasn't doing what we were doing to prevent disease. We have cancer on both sides of my family. Jerome has his own history, and I just knew that a plant-strong diet was your #1 defense against prevention of disease. Can it guarantee us that we're not going to get some of the diseases that run in our family? Absolutely not. But we were both committed at that time to doing anything we could to prevent our family history from being our reality.
Yeah, I think one thing too, just to kind of in closing, to think about is that we didn't start this in a health pit. We didn't have any health issues. Like Heather talked about, we were doing this from a prevention standpoint, but Heather talked about her health journey from college forward. When I met Heather, I was probably on a path to obesity. I was eating meat and potatoes, and that was about it. Vegetables were not a foreign concept to me. I didn't like them. And so when I met Heather, she just started to slowly introduce me to the idea of vegetables and started my health journey, and then became a vegetarian. And then we found Juice Plus. And it was really to take it to the next level. We were already pretty healthy, and what I thought was really healthy, although I did have beginning stages of gingivitis, which improved dramatically after starting Juice Plus. But from an athletic standpoint, I took my ability to perform to the next level. I had my fastest half in marathon times. I recovered faster and just had more energy overall. So it was a big improvement, even though we were already starting from a place of pretty good health.
Yeah, and I mean, my energy definitely improved. I didn't have that kind of 2 to 3 o'clock crash where I needed a little pick-me-up. My skin improved. I started sleeping better. I, too, set my personal records in some of the races that I was competing in. And I think some of the biggest changes came in my family. Both of my nieces were able to get off allergy medicines in the first 4 months of being on Juice Plus. My dad's cholesterol went from 216 to 182. So I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that the powdered produce inside of those capsules were nothing short of just amazing.
That is amazing. That is awesome. And you guys are such a great example because you were already doing your best to live a healthy lifestyle. It's not like there was some catastrophe in your body or in your family. They were just kind of normal things, gingivitis, allergies, things that everybody out watching this webinar, we know people who have those conditions, but yet Juice Plus still helped them. That is an awesome story.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. We'll come back to you in a minute. I'd love to hear a little bit more about just sharing it with other people. But let's jump over to Karen now. Karen's up in Clarksville, Tennessee, and she's awesome. She's a mom, a wife, just super, super dedicated to her family. And Karen, unlike Heather and Jerome, who were kind of starting this journey from a place of just health. I mean, they looked healthy. They were healthy. Your story was a little bit different, wasn't it?
It was, and Brian, I always thought of myself as a healthy person. Even someone that was asthmatic as a child and sick, like that's normal, right? I mean, there was a lot of kids when I was growing up that we were using the inhaler on the soccer field. That was kind of the norm. And I was a personal trainer. And so my Poochie wants to be in here with me. Dogs love Juice Plus too. I was just training people that I felt like needed something else, but at the same time I was going through my own personal story. And our Juice Plus journey really began quite a long time before we found Juice Plus. Our oldest child was born premature. So he came in my second trimester, so very early, very, very small. And he was just very ill. We spent 60 days in NICU, which is actually a short amount of time for a baby as small as he was. But what he had going for him was like his dad's a big guy. So he was a pretty big, for a micro preemie, he was a pretty big kid. So he came home, but he suffered eye disease. He had retinopathy, which is actually why Stevie Wonder is blind. If people don't know that, he was a preemie and had retinopathy. He had heart disease. He was tested for celiac, all these gut issues before he was even 2 years old. And I was just struggling. We lived in the pediatrician's office, and the people who did our insurance, they would tell me, they're like, you should see your file. It takes up a cabinet where other people take a file. You don't even have a drawer. You have a whole cabinet dedicated to this child. I was just begging God for answers. And when he was in first grade, I went to a continuing education. and I met a physical therapist there. And she shared Juice Plus with me, and it made sense. It made sense from a therapy standpoint. It made sense for my personal training clients, because most of them, we'll be honest, people that come for a personal trainer are not looking for bodybuilding. They're the mom that wants to lose the last 10 pounds of baby fat. I got a lot of cardiac rehab patients referred to me from the hospital, people that would be working with someone like Heather from the dietary standpoint. Then once they kind of got their nutrition on track, they would send them to me to start moving their bodies. So we had great partnerships with the hospital. So I thought, oh my gosh, here's something I can share with my clients and not feel uneasy about it. You know, my women suffering from breast cancer didn't need a fat burner. They needed whole food. And so I thought, this makes sense for my child, though, because I was just trying to give him anything I could to help him gain weight. And they were saying, put calories in him. They didn't care what it was. So as a mom, I thought I was doing the best I could to feed him hot dogs and mac and cheese, and just because the baby would not eat, you know, and I know there's parents out there that struggle with this. He was also, around that time, diagnosed with autism spectrum. So he had a lot of sensory issues. I always tell people I could have put him in the median of an interstate on a blanket and he would have been safe, because he never would have touched grass. So you can imagine the foods that he wouldn't touch because of the textures. So Juice Plus came in, and all of a sudden we saw these massive changes in this child's health. And, you know, all of a sudden we weren't going to the doctor anymore, and the doctor's kind of calling me like, hello, need those co-pays, what's going on here, Karen? And, you know, I'll share some more later about that with the business side of it. But it was just so impactful to get this child healthy. And so after a year, we saw just a total 180 in his health. Here was a child that was small and frail, who they said might end up in a wheelchair. He was so tiny. You saw his ribs. He was eating a strawberry, and I was throwing a party. I'm like, people, the child's eating a grape, and I didn't know why. Like, why is this child now eating whole food when before I couldn't get him to? I thought it was just the texture, but now it was in his body. It was changing what was happening to him. And then, you know, he actually did flourish, and different things kept happening to our family along the way. It was several years later, after a very healthy pregnancy. First, I had a high-risk pregnancy before Juice Plus after him, but then I had a healthy pregnancy, beautiful Juice Plus baby, totally different experience. I think I had 6 or 7 nurses in the delivery room waiting on the umbilical cord because they wanted to see what it looked like. They'd heard the rumors of Juice Plus babies. We banked the umbilical cord because there's treatments for cerebral palsy in other countries going on, and we wanted to do that for Colton if that was, you know, something we could do in the future. But I was diagnosed with MS in 2012. Total shocker. Again, someone that appeared healthy. I'd had some different things go on, some, you know, migraines and things, but nothing that was the typical symptoms you get from an autoimmune disease like that. But what I've learned now, because I went back to school and became a holistic health coach, is really a diagnosis doesn't matter across the board. What happens is your body is out of balance. And when we get it back into balance, good things happen. So my body was very off balance. I continued with my Juice Plus journey. I changed some even more stricter food, dietary changes, and I felt well again. About 2 years later, my second child was diagnosed with Crohn's disease, and she was very, very ill. She was taking over 120 prescription dosages a week, and now, here it is a year and a half later, she's down to 1 pill a day. Food is such a miracle. And I always tell people, Juice Plus, we will never tell you Juice Plus will cure anything, but your body is able to cure itself if given the right tools, and Juice Plus is a great part of that because it's whole food. And when we continue to add more and more whole foods into our body is able to heal itself. So we have had just the spectrum of different things happen to our family, but because we were in the great community that we are, and because we learned about nutrition, we were able to help our bodies heal.
Man, what an amazing story. And Karen, your family must be so thankful for their Juice Plus. Do your kids know that those little capsules, those chewables, are making such a difference in their body? Can they sense it?
You know, they do, and when they each have come from, we have soft chews, like you showed. When they have graduated to capsules, there's a big party that went on. First, it was the oldest child, and he said, "This is life-changing." You know? And then the next one, she swallowed the capsules, and there was a dance. And now my little man is working on it. He's 6. And sometimes he can, and sometimes he can't. But they do, and they totally get it. And I love it. And they'll tell me at school, so-and-so eats, you know, vegetables in their lunch, and it makes me so happy. And they know, they get it. They get what whole food is, and it is. It's pretty exciting. And they know, you know, we're not purists. We have treats. You know, when things are busy, their dad is a collegiate football coach. On Saturday, our choices at the stadium are nachos, hot dog, or pizza. But I feel really safe in knowing what they've eaten that day because they've had their Juice Plus, or I bring along a bar or something in my purse, and I feel confident about that.
And you have that consistency. You know, I think that's what so many people miss is they'll go in spurts where, oh, I need to eat more healthy, and then for 2 days they'll eat salad, but the consistency doesn't sustain them. Where Juice Plus is always consistent because you take it every day, and then whatever you can do on top of it, that's great, but at least you have that consistent safety net.
Absolutely. It's like putting on a seatbelt every day. You know, I told the kids when they were little, you don't get a choice about that. But I don't have to remind them about Juice Plus. If anything, it's usually the kids reminding mom and dad. They're like, I took mine today, and they'll pass me the bottle, you know, at dinner, and I say, oh, you're right, thanks for reminding me. So they are very aware.
That's great. Thank you. You guys, we're going to take about 3 minutes here, and I'd love to show you a video from YouTube. It's from our company, just about Juice Plus, and I think that you will enjoy watching this. It'll flash up on the screen, so you don't need to do anything. Just watch. And if you're watching on the YouTube channel, you won't be able to see this because of the way the technology is set up. But below, in the comments below, I will put the link to this video, so you can just look down there and click on the link. So enjoy this video, and when it's over, we're going to close up with a couple real short stories about how we're sharing Juice Plus to help other people as well. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video, and again, if you're on YouTube, just look below and you can see the link down in the comments below. Guys, to close up this webinar, we have about 5 minutes left, and very briefly, I'd love to hear, Heather and Jerome, could you guys tell us your story in terms of sharing Juice Plus, and then as soon as they're done, Karen, could you jump in and share about your experience as well, partnering with the company?
Sure, absolutely, I'd love to. So the same night that we heard the speaker talk and we said yes to the product, Jerome kind of alluded to, we had family members running through our head when we were kind of listening to the research, and just with my RD credentials, I was connecting dots of who needed what and why. And so when we heard it was only $50 a year to get started, Jerome just said, that's a no-brainer. Like we can't even go on a date for that. And so we had no true business intent. You know, I just thought, well, that's cool if we can cover all of our products. And I was thinking if I can make a couple $100s a month. Jerome was thinking,
well, maybe we could earn, you know, we're going to have to, Social Security's not going to be around when we get to that age, so maybe we could get a little residual income to replace Social Security, so. Which
was not fun for me at all. I'm like, no, I want purses. I didn't care about Social Security and retirement. And that was kind of as far as my vision went, was just, you know, getting some family healthy and maybe kind of making a couple $100s a month. You know, we have a 6-figure income. We live debt-free. We're Dave Ramsey followers. So I really didn't think that we had a quote-unquote financial reason to start a business. Thought we were both kind of happy in our careers. But it wasn't long into the Juice Plus journey, maybe a year to a year and a half, that I really started to realize what our 6-figure income was costing us. And that was a family. Jerome and I have been married for 12 years, and he's pretty much been gone 9 of the 12 years. His job causes him to travel a lot. And so I started meeting people that were making a life and not just a living. And I started to realize that we had been really just trading time for dollars. And I wanted time freedom. And that obviously does take a paycheck. So I started to get a lot more intentional about the business, and I started to dream. And I think an 8-year-old, my niece Grace, kind of spurred that for me. She woke up one morning, and one of my favorite parts of being her auntie is asking her in the morning what she dreamed about. And one morning she just said she didn't have a dream. And I thought, you dream all the time. And she said, well, I had a half dream. And I thought, how many of us just have half dreams? And I started to challenge myself to just dream a little bit. What if I could actually build this business like all these people were meeting, and bring this man home and have some time freedom and maybe start a family, whatever that looks like. And that's really when I think the business journey began for us.
Yeah, I think so. And, when I first heard about it, I thought, this is great for Heather. I'm set. And like she said, we really didn't realize what that was costing us. I mean, I thought this was right up her wheelhouse. She's a dietitian. This is a nutritional product. This is great for her, but I'm great with where I am. And I think it was, once I started learning about the business model, and I went to school and got a degree in business. And so, but they never taught this. And I love this business model. I think it's the most equitable distribution of wealth that I have found. And, we just heard in Ellen Graham mentioned this last week, this idea and this concept. And Brian, she got this, from a message from your wife about this land of more than enough and this land of not enough, just enough, and more than enough. And she talked about, more than enough. And as we've kind of moved into our journey now to where we are today, it's really about helping people, because we meet people every day in the land of not enough. And this model, this business, allows us to be able to give people hope, to move them through from that land of not enough to the land of just enough, to hopefully someday the land of more than enough. And we just asked some of the folks that joined us on this mission, what would it look like if you moved to the land of more than enough from where you are? And we heard stories of people that their husbands are working 2 or 3 jobs, they're working 2 jobs. They would be able to not have to worry about what they put in the buggy when they went to the grocery store. Just all of these things that sometimes you can take for granted, or just you can see how people are really struggling, and things unfortunately aren't getting any better. And so this turned out from a plan B for us, but for a lot of people this is really a way to survive, and we can move from survival into success and then into significance eventually. And so it's so rewarding for me. I mean, I've worked in corporate America. I've hired lots of people and get jobs, but a job is just paycheck. But we're really giving people hope for a better future, and that's what really excites me about where we are and where we're moving to with this company.
That's great. Thank you, Jerome. Thank you, Heather. Karen, can you share with us about your journey with the business?
Yeah, mine is a little different than Heather and Jerome's. I was a Juice Plus customer for a year, and went to a bigger event. My sponsor that introduced me to Juice Plus didn't live right by me. And so I went to a bigger event, and I got to hear some health professionals, and it really rocked my world. And I thought, wow, this is something maybe I want to be a part of. And she said to me, doesn't it make sense to cover the cost? Well, she had no idea what we had struggled to just to, in my brain, afford Juice Plus. Now I believe Juice Plus is free. And I say that because I was paying over $100 a month just for medication for myself, not even that sick child who, by the age of 18 months, had racked up over $2.5 million of medical bills. So we were just swamped. By the time the second baby rolled around, we had filed bankruptcy. We were only 25 years old. So we didn't really have a plan going forward financially. And we were that family that was working multiple jobs. I owned my own business, plus carried 2 other jobs. And that's unfortunately what happens to a lot of business owners in this day and age, is you can't make ends meet, because who's the one that's not going to get paid? It's yourself. So you want to make sure your employees get paid. So, I was just wanting to cover the cost of my product, but very quickly, as I was sharing my story, it made sense to people. And they wanted to share with people. It was giving people hope that we could become healthier. We could get rid of these co-pays at the doctor. When I added up what I was paying in medical bills, after I think it was my second year on the Children's Health Study, I paid taxes for the first time. It was the best check I ever wrote, because I'd had so many medical deductions that it changed so rapidly that year that I had to pay, and I was like, okay, well, we'll adjust that from now on. But, it was a blessing to know really what I had come from to what we had moved to. So as Jerome was talking about the land of not enough, we were there in health and wealth. It was not just the financial piece, but the health. But when the health moved into more than enough, the financial came. And because of this and sharing this gift with other people, we were able to realize a lot of dreams for our family. My husband was able to take his dream job, coaching collegiate football, and I stepped away from my career. You know, I made this my full time, just gifting and sharing hope with people. And I have reached the top level of the company. I got my benefits package yesterday, and I just got to share this. I almost choked. I was laughing so hard. The insurance is not even a third of what I currently pay for my family on my husband's insurance. And we'll have dental insurance. I paid $5,000 out of pocket for oral surgery this summer for a child. And just the many things that can happen when you reach the top of this company. But I also love just reaching out to my team, like Jerome said, and saying, what would that look like for you? What would that mean if I were to move you into the land of a little more or more than enough? And I have so many people that have this vision of tithing more to church or getting their child into dance, just extracurricular things they can't afford right now. And just that little bit for some people, because I know I've been there, $200 a month can save your home. So it's amazing what this business model is able to do for families.
Karen, thank you. And congratulations on
Thank you.
your promotion to National Marketing Director. We are so excited to see you reach this position and what it means for you and your family. And the great thing about this, everybody, is that the Juice Plus company, 80% of the people that use Juice Plus, they're customers. They love being customers, taking Juice Plus. But some people are looking to, number one, make a difference and help other people. They have a mission-driven heart and they want to inspire others. And some people are looking for something financially. Maybe it's to have enough at the end of the month. Maybe it's to achieve some dream that currently the financial path that they're on won't provide for that. And so they have something specific they're working towards. But whatever it is, you know, if you would like to become a customer of Juice Plus, if you're not taking Juice Plus yet, then just talk to the person who invited you to watch this video. And if you are a customer, or if you're looking and think perhaps this might be a company that you would partner with, then we'd love to welcome you. I mean, we can tell you about it. It may or may not be a fit, but we're always open to sharing with people. And you can decide for yourself if it's something that you think would be a good fit for you. But you guys, this has been an awesome webinar. I want to thank you for joining us. Thank you to Heather and Jerome and Karen. You guys were awesome. We will have another webinar on Sunday night, November 1st. And actually, at the close of this webinar, if you're watching it live, you will be redirected automatically to the registration page. And I want all of you to, number one, register and then share this with everybody you know. Because on Sunday, November 1st, we're going to be blessed by hearing from 4 incredible leaders in our community. Brandy Foss and her husband Ken, Brandy and Ken Foss, as well as Casey and Chris Schloss. Brandy is a national marketing director with the Juice Plus company, has an amazing story. She was a nurse and now has transitioned her mission and broadened it. And Casey and Chris are both pharmacists, and they have such amazing stories. We'd love for you to be able to join us for that webinar as well on Sunday night. So we're signing off. You guys have an amazing night. And at the end of this webinar, go ahead and get registered for the next one. Bye, everybody.